Hey guys, it's your girl Carrie, and today I'm going to share with you how I set up and organized my spice cabinet. So I'm taking all of those DIYs that I showed you in the previous video. If you have not seen that video on how I customized my copper organization containers, click the card up in the upper hand corner of this video, or wait till the end and you can click the video, or it'll be in the description box down below. So let's start off with this first shelf. In the center, I put the Lazy Susan, the copper Lazy Susan, which was from Williams-Sonoma, and all of the customized spice jars that I made. And here are our most frequently used spices. And what's great, this cabinet is right next to our stove, so it makes it easy. Now here we have our spice basket, and we just house all of like the chili packets, the Hidden Valley Ranch type packets like that, and various other spice packets and these. And then the baking bin also has items that just relate to baking. And what I like about this setup is that it's very clean and functional, because the baking items and the spice packet items aren't items that we reach for all the time. What we will reach for is this center console or Lazy Susan. I love this next row. This pretty much houses most of our breakfast foods, and again, this is simple and easy because it's right next to the stove. So in the morning I can just wake up and grab this and make some oatmeal. So I'll just pull down this one, the brown sugar, the pecans, and back there the craisins to make my oatmeal, or my daughter can grab this one for her grits, or on the weekend we can grab the one with the pancake mix. And so this little area right here has kind of taken over my to-go type breakfast station that I shared with you a couple of years ago. This is kind of where we go to now. Now these jars aren't big enough to house a large size Quaker Oats oatmeal, but that's fine because this is perfect size for myself, because I'm the only one that eats oatmeal in the family, and this could last me up to 2 weeks because I don't eat oatmeal every single day, and I just, refill it as needed. The containers are large enough to house an entire box of the pancake mix. Back there is a cream of wheat jar, and we don't have any left, so once that is filled, I'll just bring that to the front, and we'll have all of our hot cereals on the front that we can grab and go when we want to make breakfast in the morning. Now let's look at this stacking system. I used a 2x4. I just took a 2x4 and I took some more of that copper contact paper and wrapped the 2x4 so that I could kind of have a copper riser. And again, this right here is the xylitol. I'm out of that, and that is just a natural sweetener like stevia. Now on top of all of the jars, I put the expiration date as to when the item expires. And for items like the grits and the oatmeal and things like that, I also printed off the labels with the instructions on how to cook and the serving sizes. Now, I just absolutely love this setup. It has been working perfectly for me in the morning. Now the top houses 2 more Lazy Susans, and basically we have the taller items up here, like our olive oil. Gotta have the Frank's Red Hot. We put that ish on everything. And our cooking spray, vinegars, and things like that. I think that's some vanilla. And then over here we have our almond butter and other different items that we grab often. And in the center we have our barbecue items. My husband has a ton of barbecue spices, things that are just for grilling, and so we put those spices in there because we don't use the barbecue rubs and spices all that often. Now let's talk about the copper baskets for a minute, because many of you on Instagram asked me where did I get them and did I make them, etc. These are a DIY basket, so they're different components that I got from different places. If you saw my copper kitchen haul, you know that these copper plates came from the Target dollar spot, and I just inserted a label inside because they did not have a label. And the copper baskets came from Walmart. And then on the inside I have a custom fabric made, a fabric liner. Now I chose to not have the liner go all the way around the entire basket and fill the basket because, again, spices can fall out, you know, you have all of that debris and dust, and I don't want to always have to wash the liner. The liner is just on the front to just make everything look neat and uniform, and it's also good to not have the liner all the way back because I can just kind of look and take a quick peek and see what's inside. If this was all covered, I wouldn't know what's inside. And here was my thought process when putting together my wire baskets. Now, wire baskets are okay if you just have, you know, items that are folded and you can throw them in there like rags and different things like that. But if you want items to stand up, it's very hard to have items stand up in a wire basket because they will topple over because it's not a flat surface. So what I did for all of my wire baskets, I just had them cut down some underlayment. You can pick that up, a large sheet from Home Depot, Lowe's, and have them cut it down to size. And the measurements for this basket from Walmart is 9.5 feet long by 6 inches wide. They cut that down and I just place it in the bottom of the basket, and now everything is stabilized. What you would do is just sand down the edges of the wood so it can be nice and smooth. You can stain it, paint it, do whatever you want to it, or just leave it the same. And I purchased a yard of canvas fabric from my discount fabric store. A yard was $1.99, and a yard is more than enough to do approximately 10 baskets. If we take a look at one of them, my mom actually sewed them for me, so this is actually attached to the front. She, you know, folded it over, and this is an attachment. And it comes down and it stops right there. So the fabric goes halfway under and we have the board laying on top of it. So it doesn't shift, move, or anything like that. And I just absolutely love the way they came out. And I just took a Velcro strip and stuck the spice packet sign on top. Now you may be wondering, hey Carrie, what do you do with the overflow? Like if an entire oatmeal doesn't fit in here or anything like that. I do have some room that goes all the way back on those cabinets. They're deep. I just put the excess back there, so whenever I need to fill everything up, you just pull the excess from the back and fill up my bin. Now right underneath the spice cabinet is our countertop, and the countertop is right next to our stove, and that is perfect for cooking. So here are the other spices that I put together, the little customized spices, and we put all of the labels on the top. And again, in that video when I customized everything, I explained why I put the labels on the top as opposed to on the side of the jar, and that's just basically so I could look down and actually see all of the labels and what's in the containers, because if it was down here it would be hard to figure out what's in the spice jars. Now I got a lot of comments on my previous video when I did all of the DIYs on how I put everything together, and many of you were concerned about the holes in top of the spices and wondered if the spices were going to lose their flavor or spoil quickly. And again, most of the spices that I have here are like the salt and pepper, seasoned salt, things like that that I often see in different restaurants that you can, you know, pour on top of your fries. They all have open type containers. Or at the pizza shop, you have the sprinkled garlic or the Italian seasoning. I've never had a problem with those types of items losing their flavor. So most of these are items that I use frequently. And to be quite honest, before I organized everything, my spice tops on just the regular packaging that it came in were half missing. I don't know what my family does with those tops, and we still had no problem with flavoring our food. But if you are concerned about that type of thing and you wanted to use a system like this, I guess what you could do is fill in the upper portion of the container where you could block the holes. You could put in a piece of saran wrap or something like that to make it airtight, and then it's basically closed up. And instead of sprinkling your spices on, you can just remove the lid and scoop out or shake out however much you need, and that would solve that problem. But I'm not really concerned about that, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Then on my countertop next to the stove, I have this crock with all of my utensils. You guys seen me do the haul video on all of my copper utensils with the silicone. So I have some of the silicone and some of the wooden items. Then I have my ladle cradle right here, and basically what this is when I'm cooking here on the stove, I can just lay my utensil right there. It's kind of like an upright spoon rest. And then moving right along, which is a little plant. Here I have my copper knife set, and this is by Hampton Forge. Love this. It has all the different knives in the front, cutting knives, and then in the back it has 6 steak knives, and I've had this for several years. Got this as a Christmas gift a few years ago, and all the way in the corner is my crock pot. So right below the cabinet is this drawer right next to the stove, and this is my copper drawer. I absolutely love opening up this drawer. Love everything in it. So in here I have some chip clips, and these are the ones that are just kind of left over I'm not using. I have about 10 of those, but most of them are in use. Right here I have all of the measuring cups, and this one right here I just keep off the ring because I use it most mornings when I'm making my oatmeal and cereal. So I just pull this down and I can scoop out exactly the amount I need, and I'm good to go, and I just toss it right back into the drawer here. So that makes it easy and convenient. Again, I have some more measuring spoons, a can opener, and I have a garlic press, a slicer, and this one right here is a bottle opener. So that concludes my copper drawer. I am totally digging this drawer. As we move over from the spice cabinet, we're going to head on over to this door right here. Now this door is magical as well. I love, love, love looking and opening up this door. So here I store a great deal of my copper dishes. So on the top shelf is just a hammered copper pitcher and 2 of my copper cups with a glass insert. And the next row, you guys have seen these champagne glasses and wine glasses over and over on so many of my tablescapes, so I decided to house all of them on that second shelf. And the bottom shelf here, I have my copper plates. So I have the salad plates and the dinner plates, and here I have 2 hammered copper wine coasters. That completes this cabinet. I absolutely love everything in this cabinet. It's just so nice to open it and see all the beautiful shiny copper. And then right below this cabinet, I just have this little area here next to the stove, and I just put my cheese board. I don't know if you can see that. The cheese board back there, just a stand for a cookbook, and just a little vase for decor. And here goes Amber, my tea kettle, and I call her Amber because of this amber knob at the top of the kettle. Now this drawer here right below the cabinet with the copper dishes, this one does not have any copper in it, and basically this one is just kind of a catch-all for all of my specialty spoons that are not a complete set. If you haven't seen my video where I did how I store all of my flatware, those are flatware sets. These right here are just random different types of spoons. Like over here we have all of our iced tea spoons, various different kinds of iced tea spoons, and that's just a plain one. We have our Valentine's Day spoons that have the heart on them. They're heart-shaped spoons. These specialty spoons over here, this is part of the Napoleon B collection. I actually have the place setting for those, but then it comes with a service set or hostess set, and that's a honey spoon, a jelly spoon, and different various types of spoons that you would need for that. And right here is the grapefruit or citrus spoons. They're just small wooden spoons, and behind that I have some of my egg spoons, some labels, my beloved honey spoon. You guys seen this in my Goodwill makeover desk video, and that's my honey spoon. Some other types of spoon spreaders, small spoon. These little spoons go to the individual little dessert dishes. I have my sugar tongs for when I set up my tea. We have some cute little salad hands. In the back here, I actually put in my egg topper, and I don't know if you guys know what an egg topper is, but maybe I'll start doing videos on different types of dishes, unique dishes, and how you actually use them. But at any rate, let's just keep it moving so this video won't be so long. This is a butter dish set, a small miniature butter dish. The lid is right there, and I use this a lot to put underneath my drink dispensers to catch any liquids that might spill when you're dispensing your drinks. Little small shot glasses, I usually put toothpicks in those, and then behind the shot glasses I just have my little individual sauce, or little gravy boats to put sauces in, your dressings for salad, and that's where I house those. And then right here I have the no grip, no slip contact shelf liner, and I cut these out, and I think I've shared a couple of years ago a tip and trick that I use for these. So what I use these customized sized shelf liners for, let's say I was making my oatmeal in the morning. I had this saucer and I had my cup for my oatmeal. If I just sat it on the plate and I wanted to bring it out, it would shift and slide around and possibly cause an accident. So what I do is just take a little small piece of my shelf liner and I put it underneath the cup or the bowl or whatever it is that I'm trying to prevent from sliding, and now you have a steady surface. It's not going to move, it's not going to shift, it's good to go. So that's what I do with those. And it looks like I need to cut a few more out because I'm down to my last one. And in here I have all of my other copper items, and I have 2 copper drink dispensers and the 2 cooling racks, and then behind that I have the stands for the drink dispensers to stand on, and then my copper oil and vinegar shakers. And on top there's a copper stand and this long copper utensil that didn't fit in the drawer. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I am thoroughly enjoying my new organized kitchen, and until next time, I'm going to keep calm and carry on. Bye guys.